can hold that. Hopefully something will... No, nothing. Ooh, there's something over here, is there? Oh. Ah! Right. Here we are. So this is the puzzles. So, from the youngest Henry, award half his number to Edward. Youngest Henry. Oh, the... What? Which Edward? Oh, from the youngest Henry. So the youngest Henry, so I assume actually it's going to be the 8th. So we want Edward the 4th. With the king whose number is the same. What? Fairly sure there wasn't a Richard the 4th. Yeah, the youngest Henry. What? Half? Right, from the youngest Henry, award half his number to Edward. So, Henry the 8th, assumably, is the youngest, because otherwise you can't half one, you get complications. We got Edward the half. So, Edward the 4th to Richard the same of the same name. Now, Richard the 4th was of course the king during Blackadder, but he wasn't a real king, and we don't have another Richard. So, youngest Henry. There isn't like a, from the youngest Henry, award half his number to Edward. You replace. Oh, with the Richard whose number is the same minus that of Charles I. Right, so.
Perfect. Now on to the next step.
Right, okay. From John to the first James, you must cut a Christian name. John. What? To the first James, you must cut a Christian name. Their numbers plus 3 will do. So it's 2, so you want someone the 5th. So, what? This given name, we give this number 2. Right, from John to James. No, I want to, like, draw a line. From John to James, there's a load of Henrys. Ah, yes, you got the 2 Henrys and then the 2 Henrys. Right, so it's something to do with Henry. Their numbers plus 3 will do, so that's 5, because they're both the first. 5, so Henry the 5th, and exchange Henry the 5th with Charles II. Oh, that's not filling me with confidence. Unless there's another J. There isn't another person called Jet with the first name beginning with J, is there? No. Other than no, it is. So Henry the 5th, I think is right. Because if I were to draw a line like that, you go through Henry's. Vaguely. Roughly. So their numbers plus, what was it, plus 3. So they're both... Oh, it's Henry the 4th, because they're both the first. Henry the 4th of Charles II. Or not. I'm somewhat... I don't like the fact he's not saying that we've got it right. Let's give a name. We give this number 2. Right. From John to the first James. So you kind of go through the Henrys and you go through Charles the first. You must cut a Christian name. Ah, yeah. Oh! Is that meaning that when you go... Well, yeah, it's Henry. It's still Henry. I think it's Henry. Their numbers plus 3 will do. This given name, we give this number 2. Or is it Henry the 7th? Because there's 4 Henrys. No. I don't like the fact that there's no... Ah! Right. With Charles II. So Charles II. The Richards and the Wills look for their equal number with skill. 6 right and 1 up high, one another you must try to conserve the same numbers still. Wait, what? 6 right and 1 up high. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the Richard III then. But there isn't a Richard. The William III is. I think there was a William III. And these are the only places where I've moved Williams. So he's the only one of these I've moved is Richard III. Now he was originally here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm confused. Look for equal numbers with skill. 6 right and 1 up high. One another you must try to conserve the same numbers still. Right, Richard the First. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up high. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. The columns order is what you must fix. The placement could be better. Change the 4s with the 6. Oh, what? No, I don't want to pick him up. Right, reset. This was right.
Perfect. Now on to the next step.
Right, the next step... Yeah. So, we've done the first one. I'd like it if he said it every time, but I don't think he will. Is there something... Yes. Yes. Oh, he's actually going to... Oh, no, don't do that. I don't want to tell me exactly what it is. I want you to give me hints on each step. Right, from John to the first James, you must cut a Christian name. Their numbers +3 will do. This given name, we give this number 2, and exchange this king with Charles II. So we want to swap Charles II with one of the Henrys, I think, is what we're doing. So there's James I and John. That's 2. +3, he says. But no reply. Henry IV. No. I mean, if I go Henry III, it'll just laugh at me, won't it? Right, Henry VI.
Perfect. Now on to the next step.
What? Just got a Christian name. Their numbers +3 will do. So that means that the numbers tally up to 3 somehow. I'm really confused. How do you get that? Do you just say... Yeah, you're just saying it. Right. The rich and the wills look for their equal number with skill. 6 right and 1 up high. One another you must try to conserve the same numbers still. No, I was thinking it might be this. Because this doesn't make any sense to swap brand like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, you swap, don't you? No, you don't. Those are the only Williams! Okay, William and Richard.
Perfect. Now on to the next step.
What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 up. 6 right. They were not 6 apart! Oh, no. I want the next ones, please. Replace the 3 Williams. Oh, I meant to swap all of them.
Perfect. Now on to the next step.
Right. But then...
Perfect. Now on to the next step.
Right, okay. Right. 6... Look for the equal number scale. 6 right and 1 up high. One another you must try to conserve the same number still. Okay, so this middle bit is nonsense. The column orders is what you must fix. The placement could be better. Change the 4s with the 6. Am I meant to just swap this entire row? Or am I meant to swap people with rows? Let's just do this.
Perfect. Now on to the next step.
It's the columns, isn't it? Yeah.
Perfect. Now on to the next step.
We go across.
Perfect. Now on to the next step. Perfect. Now on to the next step.
Right, and the next thing it says is, next trace of path between 2 sovereigns, from the most aged to the youth, and link the 2 domains. So, not that. Or do I need to do that? Because that links like this. Richard, Edward, Henry, Richard, George. What? Next race about between two sovereigns from the most aged to the youth and link the two domains. To finish you must toss and to the lion's heart, the centre of the cross, the secret will impart. What? No, I'm really confused. Yes. Collect the Jane Grey at the end. What? Why?
This metal is a fake, and I must open it. It appears to be quite solid, and I don't want to break its contents. I must find a precision instrument.
What? I want another look at that, because I don't understand what I did there. And I've obviously, as a conscientious British person, I've put everything back in the right order. So it was straight down, and then to the lion's mouth. I would have preferred it. Don't just do that. Give me hints. Give me clues. Actually, and to the lion's heart. So assumably, Anne just went across some way, and it crossed at Lady Jane Grey. But I would have preferred it if the hints had actually been hints rather than this is what you should do. That defeats the point of hints. Yes, right. That was a bizarre puzzle. I still don't get where the 3 came from. So you're adding the numbers of John and James together. Now they've both got 1. Or you count the number of Henrys you go across, which is 4. Which you add 3 to. I don't know. Hello, do you have a thing?
Ah, if it isn't the architect.
Tool.
Tell me, would you happen to have amongst your tools an implement that could split metal?
Ah, yes. In fact, I have an extremely rare tool whose sole purpose is that.
Can I borrow it?
Could I borrow this implement?
It should be over there. It's a saw with a diamond-edged blade, made in South Africa. It cuts the hardest of steels like butter. There are only 3 in the world. By Jove, I can't seem to find it.
Was it prudent to leave it here for all to see?
I only received it last night, and I was waiting until I had the combination to this strongbox in which to store it. In any case, it was still there when the workmen left, and I was to take it when I went home. My goodness, where could it be?
I will attempt to find something else, thank you.
You're in trouble. I'm going to ignore you. Find something in this room, maybe.
Now, Watson, do you always stroll around with a hammer? Are you using it for testing Lupin's victims' reflexes?
No, Holmes. It's just...
I do believe I could use that tool.
Certainly, take it. I must replace it near...
Later, Watson.
Am I really going to use a hammer on it, or do I need a chisel?
It's the only way. I hope I don't damage the paper that I assume is inside.
Right. To find a book in this library, it is best from the great circle know the sections, and then the shelves where they rest. Then from left to right, count the divisions. On the antique Egyptian stela, you will see a false hieroglyph, which will give you the start. To find the rest, you must count again for me, left to right, down, up. Let's see if you are smart.
Find an Egyptian stela.
Pardon me? Stela. So, assumably, if it's Egyptian, it will be in this section. Assumably. Though it may not. Knowing my luck, it probably isn't. Right. Oh, wasn't it the... something down here? Isn't this a Stella? No, this is Neos.
Grand Neos of Ptolemy VIII.
Ptolemy.
To Isis.
Ptolemy. I'm just correcting all your Greek names.
Black granite statues of Sekhmet, Egyptian goddess of destruction, instrument of Re's vengeance against man.
No.
Siltstone sarcophagus of Sesabek, vizier of Upper Egypt.
No, because I don't know. If it's not one of those, I don't need to interact with it. Huh. Thought it was here. Maybe it's in the other room. Is that a nose?
Ram of Amun. Sarcophagus of Hapmen, absent for the moment. A gift of King George III.
This isn't, is it? No, so... Ha! Wait, what? So you want me to find a false hieroglyph? Am I meant to know what all the hieroglyphs are off the top of my head?
Unless the Egyptians took up Latin, this letter E is in Lupin's hand.
Wait, there was an E there? Wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry. Wild clicking. Oh, right. You will see a false which will give you the start. Right, so you head back. We go to section E in the reading room area, library thing. I was just widely clicking at that point. Right, section E. But I'm not entirely sure what we need to do from here. Section E. To find the rest, you must count again. For me, left to right, down, up. Let's see if you're smart. What? I have no idea what that means. You will see a false hieroglyph which will give you the start. To find the rest, you must count again. For me, do I need numbers? Actually, let's have a look at the hints. Do I need numbers? Okay. What? That's... What? That is bizarre logic. Right. E. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's the end of this little section. And then it's 8 up. So, here.
This sheet is slightly older than these books.
Oh my goodness. Oh, right, I get it. Yeah. That's telling you left to right, down, up. I still don't get that, but... So was a man who thought he was iconic. My goodness, why are you making this so difficult to read? He knew he was a homer, but he knew it couldn't last. Jojo left his home in Tucson, Arizona for some California grass. Get back to where you... Really? Oh, it's lover. Jojo was a man who thought he was a lover, but he knew that it couldn't last. I can't sing it. But it's Get Back by the Beatles. Somehow they must have stolen it from Arsene Lupin. How?
It's a musical score. This melody certainly has a meaning. It's most likely a popular tune. I'll need the advice of an expert.
It's... Unless...
If I could bother you again.
Absolutely.
Music.
Apparently you're a true music aficionado. Can you enlighten me on this score?
Not in the least, my dear sir. Even if I am unbeatable when it comes to the lyrics to both traditional and popular songs, I do not know how to read music, and I couldn't tell Mozart from a pudding recipe if it was being sung.
I'll have to find a way to play the tune.
3 ounces of butter, 3 ounces of raisins. I don't know if that's Mozart. Like, how that's a dumb thing to say. I need to find a way of playing it. I need some musical device. Like, that's Get Back by the Beatles, I'm sure of it. And... the violin! My brain just went, Holmes can't play musical instruments. It's like, yes, the violin! There's one through here that we're going to steal. I mean, borrow from the museum. In the same way that Arsene Lupin borrowed the Rosetta Stone and 6 Ravens and the Fighting Temeraire. Well done, Holmes. You've managed to save all of them so far. Really. Yoink.
This instrument will do the job.